Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be back from my vacation last week, so I'm hoping that I'm up and ready here. Let me mute my iPad. My vacation last week, so okay, I didn't want to hear myself. All right. When you come on, please let me know that you're on here and say hello. And if you're not in Arkansas, let me know where you're from. It's kind of fun to see where everybody comes in from. I'm just going to give a moment to everybody to get on board here. I'm hoping that I got enough notifications out to everybody and enough time to schedule me in this morning. So we're going to be doing 3 cards today. We're going to be doing All Squared Away and Sweet as a Peach are the stamp sets that we're going to be using. Okay, like I said, I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. Might have came on a little bit early. Yeah, it's just 1 minute after 11 right now. So, hope everybody's doing well. Hope y'all had a good 4th of July holiday. Ours was good. We went camping, spent a week at the lake. It was good and relaxing. Okay. Just going to give another moment here or two to let everybody get here. I missed Facebook last week. When I came back home, I was kind of out of sorts and had to remember how to stamp again. It's kind of funny how when you don't do it for a week, it kind of loses a little bit, but I'm getting back in the hang of it again. It's like falling off a bicycle. You get back up. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and turn you around here. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties this morning. Nope, that's a bad view of my nose. Sorry about that. Okay, I guess I can't do that one. Goodness, I lost everybody there for a moment. I hope you are sticking around here. I guess I touched my off button or something on my phone. Let me go ahead and turn you around here and we'll get all set up. Alright, now I'm going to wait for my phone. Okay. Well, it's saying I can't rotate my phone while it's live, but I wasn't rotating it. I was just turning it down. I guess it's temperamental this morning. Let me straighten this out. I'm going to try zooming in a little bit. I'm just watching my iPad. It's a little bit slow, waiting for that to catch up so I can see what it looks like. Okay, I'm thinking that's good right there. Alright, now we're upside down with everything here. Okay, like I said, my name is Debbie Foster. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And you're on Creating Cards with Debbie right now. It's my Facebook page name. And if you want to shop any of the products that we're using today, you can go to my store, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is under $150, use this July host code, which is WE9TXMXY. And that's if your order is under $150. If it's over that, please don't use that code because you'll get the rewards yourself. Okay, and if you need to contact me for any reason, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com, and my blog address is www.creatingwithdebbie179.blogspot.com, and you could go onto my blog and it'll show you all the instructions and measurements of the cards that we do. So feel free to go on there, and if you have any questions, be sure that you contact me. Okay, so right now, Stampin' Up! Has got a sale on the Designer Series paper. We have 9 different ones that are on sale at 15% off. And this runs until August 2nd. So you might want to get in on that and save a little bit of money. It's the beauty of the earth, bloom where you're planted, hand penned, in good taste, in the wild, and pansy petals are the names of the papers, Designer Series papers that are 15% off. Okay, and then to sign up for August Paper Pumpkin, which is called Hope Box, you have until August 10th to sign up for that. And it is Empowered Friends, Empower Friends. And the kit contains enough supplies to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes. It comes with a classic Stampin' Spot and an exclusive stamp set. The box is designed to be a keepsake box. Keep mementos of cherished memories, or let's see. Okay, I can't read upside down. Okay. Keep mementos of cherished memories or reminders of what's yet to come. It includes an uplifting sentiments that promotes emotional connection and growing friendships. It features an empowering color palette with these coordinating colors, which are Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Bumblebee, Melon Mambo, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Poppy Parade. So if you have any questions on that, be sure to get with me too. Your first box that you subscribe to, you'll receive an acrylic block with that also. So it is a monthly kit that you'll receive in the mail. And I believe it's $22 a month. So everything comes with it that you'll need, even your adhesives. The only thing you might want to include would be your scissors and maybe a liquid glue. Otherwise, everything's completely there. All right. And we've got our new mini catalog that's coming out August 3rd. It says July, but they had problems with our shipping going on. We had a lot of delays, so they had to bump it back to August instead of July. So it'll be August through December. And this is our new mini catalog. I can't open it and show you until it goes live August 3rd. So, but I can show you the cover. And then also we've got Celebration again, which also starts August 3rd through September. And with that, every $50 that you purchase, you can pick out a free item out of the catalog. So I always like this time of the year. We're having it twice a year now instead of only once a year. So that's exciting. Okay, so let me set those aside. And as also, I'd like to invite you to join my team. You don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing with the videos and all that stuff. You can just be a discount shopper where you'll get a discount on all your purchases. So that's $99 for the kit, and it includes free shipping. You would have to pay the sales tax, but you pick out $99 for the products, but you also get to bump that up to $125 worth of products. So that's a little added incentive there. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to answer any of those. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started. Like I said, be sure that you say hello when you come on and introduce yourself. And if you're out of Arkansas, let me know what state you're in. It's kind of fun to see where everybody's from. Okay, so we're going to get started here. I think we're going to start with our All Squared Away stamp set and dies. And this can be found in our new annual catalog, which is on page 117. Let me get my catalog out here and show you. We've got time. It's good to be back with everybody. I missed everyone last week. Okay, so All Squared Up is on page 117. And it doesn't really look like a whole lot, but I've seen a lot of cards made with it, and I've changed my mind after seeing all the things that can be made with it. We've got some samples here on the page. But here's the one that we're going to be making today. It says, good things grow like our friendship. So that's what we're going to be making with that. Let me set these aside. And I'm going to be only using 2 stamps, but we're going to be using the dies more than the stamps. So the stamps are going to be the Good Things Grow and Like Our Friendship are the 2 sentiment stamps that we're going to be using. Or we're going to be using all of the dies. And to save time for cutting out everything, I've already cut everything out ahead of time, and we're just going to be assembling. So let me get all those bits and pieces out here. And our card base is just our basic white, heavy basic white. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to go ahead and burnish that with our bone folder. And then I've got the Designer Series paper, which comes from the hand pinned. And I've got that covered up here. Let me get that out. It comes from the hand pinned Designer Series paper. And that is one of the ones that are on special too for 15% off. So I think the price of it is $9.78 with a discount. And they're 12 by 12 sheets. I'm cutting off here a little bit. Let's see if I can't get a better view. I've got a delay on my iPad, so bear with me. Okay, so that's the paper that we're using. And I've taken this Designer Series paper. This is the back side. And that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And that's going to be our mat. So we're going to put that on there. Sure got my card crooked. Let me straighten that out a little bit. I think I folded it wrong or something. The edges aren't matching it very well here. So we're just going to force that to fit right. Okay. So we're just going to set that aside for a moment. Well, we're going to take that and we're going to place our designs on there. So I'm going to start out with our white backgrounds. And I'm just going to place them where I think I want them to be. Kind of arrange them. You can tell some that go different directions. I kind of want to have those positioned so they're kind of looking in at each other, I guess is what I want to say. And then I've cut out some other ones in the Granny Apple Green, and that's going to be our stem. So we're just going to do some trimming here, and then we're going to glue them down. So it's very easy. You're just going to cut along here. Just kind of follow the shape of your flower leaves. Cut those off because we don't want the green. We're going to do some pink flowers in here. And then we're going to match that up to the flower that goes on there. We're going to get our fine tip glue. And I've got an old fine tip glue bottle. that I've used the original out, and I've gone ahead and put my Tombow in there. And let me see, what did I do with my I don't know where I put my silicone mat. I was going to use that. Let me look here for a moment. I did have it yesterday. I even cleaned it. Where I put it after that, it's a good question. Well, we're going to skip that. Here it is. That way I won't get glue all over my work surface, so let's do that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. And I like the fine tipped glue bottle tip because it's easier to get to the skinny portions of the vines. And pick it up very carefully without getting it all over my fingers. Alright, so we're going to put this over here. Hope everyone's having a good day. Do you have any plans to do any stamping today? Or maybe you're stamping right along with me. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. We're going to go ahead and do all of our greens. And this one, we're going to do the same. And it's cutting along the edge. And I'm going to leave that green flower on there because we're going to be covering that anyway with a pink flower. We trim this up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to position that on there. And right down there, we've got this little leaf that goes on the edge. Alright, set that aside. We'll do the next one, and we'll do the same with that. Cut off the flower there. And I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. It's so quiet. Our neighbor's got some kind of workers over at their house. I think they're steam cleaning the house or something. I keep hearing it in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. Let's move that over a tiny bit. Cover the white. There we go. And then we've got one more. Just snip it all off. just there. I need to trim that off a little bit more. I'm kind of trimming down the leaves there a little bit, get those rough edges off. Okay. And bring our glue back over here. And just cover the white up. It's okay if you have a little bit of white shadow in the background too. It kind of adds a little dimension to it. All right, now we've got our flowers. And we're just going to match these all up. All right, did I miss one? 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one goes here. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue around the center. And right down on top of that one. And this one, I gotta trim it a little bit. And this is using the polished pink cardstock. It's one of our new in colors. It's a real bright pink. It's pretty. Okay, that goes there. I probably should have had some of these done so you don't have to sit here and watch me doing all of these. I'll try to hurry as fast as I can so it's not so boring for you. This one goes this way. And I'm going to stick that stem underneath there. Well, it keeps wanting to pop up there. Okay. And there it is. Thought I lost a flower there. Okay, got that done, and now we got some little flowers. We're going to add to this one. Hi, Jackie. Be sure you like and share the video. It gives me more viewers. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure that you subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever I post another new video. All right, and then we got one more. All right. Cap back on my glue so it doesn't dry up on me. All right, so now we can place these onto our designer series paper. And we're going to, we need our fine tip glue some more here. So I'm just going to put glue around the edges. And maybe a drop or so in the centers. And I'll place that one on the lower left. Okay. And get these straight so they line up to each other. There's a lot of cute ideas for using the stamp and die set. Just do a search on Pinterest. Plus the samples in the book are cute too. Like I said, when I first looked at it, it really didn't appeal to me, but after I've been seeing people working with it and seeing different samples of it, I've kind of fallen in love with it myself. And then I had to have it, so of course it went on my order. It's funny how that happens sometimes. You see something in the book and you just don't really care for it or whatever, and just think, well, I don't really care for that one. But then once you see somebody work with it, then you change your mind and gotta have it. Okay. Now the ribbon that we're going to be using is one of our new ones. It's the Polished Pink Open Weave ribbon. And I'm just going to cut off a piece, and we're just going to wrap it around the back side of here. Oops, I'm dropping things. Okay. We're just going to put that at the upper portion of our card. And I'm just going to use Scotch tape to stick it to the back. And make sure it's straight. It's straight. And then I'm going to tie a faux bow, which is just a knot. And I'm trying to bring some of that over so I don't waste so much ribbon here. But I'll go with that. I can move that around after I get my sentiment on there. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to our card base. And put my lid on my glue. And bring out my Tombow. And make sure I've got that going the right direction and don't put it upside down. I have been known to do that a time or two. Alright. And then I've got a little die cut here that we've die cut out using the mini messages. And with this, it's got a stamp set. You can stamp all the different messages at the same time and then just die cut the whole thing out. But I went ahead and I cut out some white cardstock, and I can use these as I go and put what sentiments I want on them. So That's another added incentive that you can use. All right, and we're just going to use that black Memento ink. And we're going to go with Good Things Grow. And excuse my head in the view. I'm hoping it's not in view here. I'm going to line that up on here. And hopefully I got a good impression. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know where that came from. Got an extra sentiment there. Alright, so this is going to go up onto some dimensionals. So I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pop those off of the sheets. And I'm just going to put 2 at each end. Our dimensionals come in 2 sizes. They come in the larger size, and then they come in the minis. So I like using the mini ones for smaller things like this. You could cut them down, but this is just my lazy way of doing it. I don't have to bother with that. Let me get my trash bag over here. And then we're going to just place that up over our ribbon to the upper right hand side. Alright, and I'm going to trim my ribbon down just a tiny bit more. It's covering my sentiment there. Alright. Oops. Yeah, got glue on my fingers and the ribbon wants to stick to my fingers. So now we need to add some bling to this. So we're going to bring out our rhinestones. And I've got a sheet there. I think I've got enough. And again, we're going to take the pick tool, and I'm going to use the putty end of it to take those off and place them where I need them. So I'm going to use a larger one. Oops. Well, that just went running all over the place. I don't know where it flew off somewhere here. I'll have to find it later. Come on, turn over. We're just going to use the larger one for the center of the bigger flower. Oops. And then we're going to use our small ones for the little flowers. Am I in the camera view? Yeah. Let me move some things aside here. I kind of zoomed in quite a bit today, so I gotta be careful while my workspace is. That I stay in view for everybody. And I think I'll use a larger one too for this flower center. Okay, so here we have the outside of our card. And now let's work on the inside. We're going to, this is the same size Designer Series paper, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're just going to glue that to the inside of our card. I think I forgot to cut a sheet of basic white for the inside. I did. Let me I thought I had some over here. Our paper trimmer, oops, hit my lamp there. My paper trimmer, and we're going to cut this down to size. So we want it to be, that one is 4 inches, so we want it 3 3/4 inches by 1 1/4 by 5 inches. Trim our side. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment on there in case I should mess it up. I can turn it over. And we're going to use the sentiment like our friendship on the inside. Oh, great. Black ink on me. Maybe get a baby wipe and wipe my fingers. I don't know how I did that. And we don't want black ink smearing on our white cardstock. Okay, let's turn that over and try it again. And I'm just going to stamp it in the upper center. Okay. Not sure where I got the black ink. Maybe on my cover of my ink pad. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And we're going to attach this to the inside of our card. And we're just going to center that on top of our designer series paper. Okay, so here we have our first card. And if you wanted, you could put some Wink of Stella on your flowers to kind of give them a little bling. And there's the inside. So that's our first card. Let me clean up here a little bit and then we'll go on to our next one. Our next one, we're going to be using the Sweet as a Peach stamp set and the dies. And I'm using this die for our ruffle. And that comes out of the Pen Flowers dies. It's this one here. Gives you a cute edging. So let's see here. This is the card that we're going to be making. It says, "It's your day. Happy birthday." Alright, let me get our instructions. I'll get some pieces out here. I've already die cut all these ahead of time to kind of save time today. But I'll explain as I go what exactly I did. Alright, we're going to start out with our card base, which is our heavy basic white cardstock. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and burnish the edge of that. And then we have a mat of cardstock, which is the Granny Apple Green. And this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then we've got the designer series paper that comes from the, what is it called? Yuri Peach designer series paper. And that's another one that's on special right now. So, and the dies also cut out these peaches. So that's a little tidbit right there. The designer series paper that I chose is this one, and that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5. And we're just going to go ahead and start assembling. We're going to start gluing these together. This is the back side of it. And just center that on top of our Granny Apple Green. And then I've got a piece of the Granny Apple Green, which measures 1.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I've already gone ahead and die cut this Designer Series paper, the polka dotted. And that's 3 3/4 inches wide also. And plus a piece of white, basic white, that's 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. And we're just going to assemble all these together. So I'm going to start with the white, and we're going to put that down first. And I'm kind of going to put it up towards this upper portion of our Granny Apple Green. So I want to keep room for stamping the sentiment and everything. And then I'm going to take this, I'm just going to glue the one edge. And this is 5/8 inches by 3 3/4 inches if you want the measurements. And then we've die cut it using that scallop die. And I'm just going to put this down towards the bottom, kind of keep the same measurement at the bottom as there is at the top. And get it fairly straight. And this is a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to trim off the edges. So just turn it over and trim it down. Okay, there we go. And now we can place this on the front of our card also. We're just going to glue it directly down. We're not going to put it up on dimensionals. And I'm going to place it towards the bottom center. Like so. And I've already stamped the peach, and I used the ink is Calypso Coral, and the leaves are the Granny Apple Green, and the flowers are Pale Papaya and the Calypso Coral, and the leaves, this leaf for that is the same as the Granny Apple Green. So we're just going to start assembling these. So I'm going to take my stem to my peach, and I'm going to attach that first. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right at the very top of my peach, and I'm going to put that down. And I'm just going to let it sit there and let the glue attach really good. And then our leaves, I'm going to sit here, but first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp our sentiment, which is It's Your Day. So yeah, and we're just using the black Memento ink also. And we're going to stamp that at the edge of this on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, I kind of smudged that, but it's okay. Alright, and then we're going to place our leaves down over that, and we're just going to glue those down. And just little dabs of glue here and there to hold it. And that's going to hold our flowers. So I'm going to place one there. And I'm going to kind of mix up the flower colors. We've got both colors here going on. And I think I'm going to put those up on dimensionals. There. Hope everyone didn't forget about me, being that I wasn't on last week. I know everybody's busy with vacations and all right now going on, so if you're not able to catch me live today, be sure that you catch me at a later time on either Facebook or the replay of Facebook Live. And be sure you like and comment and share with your friends and family. I appreciate that. It gives me more viewers. And YouTube likes that also. Alright, and then we're going to put our peach down. And I'm going to kind of angle that. And we're going to add our flowers. I'm just going to glue these down. I'm not going to put them up on dimensionals at all. Okay, so now we can attach this to the front of our card. And we're just going to use our Tombow liquid glue. Yes, and center that straight, not crooked and all kitty wonkas. Okay. And for the gems on here, I'm going to be using the Genial gems. And these can be found in our annual catalog also. Take your pick tool and we'll grab a large one here and put there. And I'm going to put two large ones down in the bottom corner. Okay, so here's our outside of our card. And you could add some Wink of Stella to these also. I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit. Just to add a little extra bling. Just put a little bit on the petals. Okay. And now the inside, I've also cut a strip of that Designer Series paper, and we're just going to put that along the edge here. And we're just going to glue that directly down with our glue. And I know this is probably long, so I'm going to have to come back and trim it off, but I'd rather have it too long than not long enough. So we're just going to butt it up against the upper edge. I'm going to leave a small border on that side, and then we'll just turn it over and trim it down. Alright, there we have that. And now we need to put our sentiment, which I'm going to make this a happy birthday. And bring in our black memento ink. Oh, I got stuck on my fingers again. Where am I getting that from? Be careful what I'm touching here. It must be on my ink pad that I'm getting it off of. Guess I need to clean it. I'm going to let that dry, but we do have an ink eraser that I can use to get that off. So anyway, here's our card. It says, "It's your day. Happy birthday." And let me pick up things here. Go on to our next card. We're going to be using the Sweet as a Peach again, but this time we're going to be making cherries. You can change the color of these to make them cherries or peaches, or I've even seen people use them as plums. So it gives you more ideas that you can use the same stamp set for, just changing the colors. Alright, so here's the card. Move things up inside here. And I can cover up that black ink before I get more black ink on me. Okay, so it says happy birthday, and on the inside I got to a sweet friend. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Oops, I'm dropping things. Where did they go? Hold on a second, I've lost one of my papers. Decided to fall on the floor and go underneath my desk and everything. Alright. Grab all my things out here that I need. We're going to be using the Real Red stamp ink pad, and then the Shaded Spruce are our colors that we're using. Okay, so our card base is going to be the Heavy Basic, or the Real Red cardstock, and that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored at 5 1/2 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and fold that over, and we're going to burnish the edge of that. And our inside is the basic white, and that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then we've got another sheet that will be for our outside, which is the basic white also, and that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. But we've embossed that using the embossing folder, which is called Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. And I'm not sure you can really see it in the camera. It's got raised edges. It's and yeah, I guess you can see it. That's good. But that's going to be our top mat. But we're going to cut that down to 1-inch strips. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer over here. And we're just going to cut this all at 1 inch on each one. And 1 inch. And another 1 inch. Okay, and these are going to be our layers. Set that aside. So we're going to get back our card front, and we're going to attach those to our front of our card. And we're going to try to keep an even space on each. I'm just laying these down and seeing if I have to trim them down anymore. I want a little bit of the red showing in between each one. And I think we'll be fine. Let's bring our glue. And just a tiny border on that side. quiet. Okay, so we have that. And now we're going to bring in our scrap paper, and we're going to do some stamping. We're going to stamp some cherries using the Real Red. And this is our photopolymer, so I'm going to use my piercing mat to give it a little bit of cushion. And I'm going to stamp this twice because I want some extra ones. And then we need to stamp our happy birthday in the red. And just right here. And this is a strip that measures 5/8 inches by 3 7/8 inches. I'm just stamping the happy birthday with the ink, so we'll come back to that in a bit here. And now I'm going to stamp our leaves using the shaded spruce. And I think my stamp might have moved, so I'm going to lay it back down to reposition it. And like I said, I'm using the real spruce. Or shaded spruce, I should say. I was thinking real red. Real red and shaded spruce are our ink colors today. Alright, so we can close that up. We'll close this up for a moment. We'll come back to that. So now we need to bring in our baby boss. And we're going to do some die cutting. And let me turn this around so you can see. We've got the number 1 plate, and number 2 plate, and then another 2 plate. And we're just going to put our paper on there, bring out our dies. Right here. And we're going to be using the cherry dies and the leaf. Those are the ones. We don't need the peach die. We're not doing peaches on this one. We're doing cherries. Okay, now we're going to line those up. Let me see if you're in camera view. Yeah. So I'm going to position that on there, line it up. And I'm hoping my head's not in the camera view. Okay. So I've got some washi tape here. We're going to use that to hold our die down so it doesn't shift on me. It does once in a while. And then here's our die for our cherries, and you can tell that the one has a pointed end, so you can kind of match that up to figure out which goes which where, how they go. And I'm going to use the washi tape on that one too to hold it in place. And then we'll run this through. It's not that hard, but my paper is shifting on me. So, this way. I like my baby boss because it can sit right at my work surface and use. And then we've also got the Big Boss, which is bigger, so if I can, I like to use a small one when I'm showing these videos. Okay, so there's the leaf. And we're going to cut out some more cherries here one more time. So we're just going to place that over a stamped image. Line them up. And my tape decides to stick right away. Let me try this again. Okay, now we can run that through. I had seen a video where you have problems with squirrels getting up on your bird feeder. It showed that they used a slinky. They run over the pole itself, and so it hung down towards the bottom. And when the squirrel tries to climb the feeder pole, he can't, because it starts moving all over the place on him, and it scares him, so he jumps back down. So I got one yesterday. My daughter picked it up for me. So I'm going to try that and see if it works, because I've got a little stinker here that keeps wanting to get into my bird seed. And then he sits in the window like he's laughing at me. Can't help but laugh at him. Okay, so we're going to start assembling this. We're going to take our stem. We're going to put that up on dimensionals. We're going to use the small dimensionals again. Get my take your pick tool here to place some of those on there. And alright, my shoot's getting low here, so I'm going to have to use the edges here pretty soon. Don't forget that you can use the edges of your dimensionals. Don't throw them away. They work just as well as the other parts of it do, so we don't want to waste them. Okay, so we're going to pop all those off with our take your pick tool, because I don't have any fingernails to get a hold of them with. And alright, and then we're going to put that, and we're going to hang it kind of upside down here. The cherries are going to be hanging down. But at first I want to do is bring back in our sentiment, and I've got another piece of the real red that I've embossed that, and that measures let me see what that size is. It's 3/4 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to take our Banner's Pick-a-Punch, and we're going to just chop off the end of that. We're going to flag the end of it. And I turn mine over so I can see the back side to make sure it's straight. And so there's that. And then we're going to do the same with the sentiment one. And then we can just attach those. And using my Tombow glue, I'm just going to line those up with a little edge going around it. And we're just going to cut off the excess at the other end, so it doesn't matter if they don't match up. Okay, so then we're going to turn it over and we're going to snip off that excess. I've got a dove outside underneath my feeder. They're eating. They're out there cooing. I love that sound. Okay, so this one I did the opposite way, so we're going to be putting that on this side. And we're going to go ahead and glue that down to our card front. And And place it at the bottom. We're just going to line it up with the edge of our white strip there. And now we can start attaching our cherries. And I'm going to pop all those up, except for one, I'm going to cut off a corner. Well, maybe I'll just let it be like that. We're going to just glue that directly down to our sentiment. Right there. And these are going to go on dimensionals. Now, come here, cherry. So we'll start popping off those. And we'll start placing them. And here we go. And go ahead and pop off all these backings. And whoops. And another one there. I think I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're missing one. Where did it go? Oh. Okay. I have lost one. Well. Maybe it'll show up here. I don't know where I put it. It has disappeared on me. Oh. I'm looking in my stuff over here, but I don't see it. I've got a missing cherry. That's funny. Did it fall on my lap? No. Well, maybe I didn't. Huh. I don't know. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. We won't worry about it. We'll go with what we got. So I tied a triple bow with the baker's twine, the white, and we're just going to attach that to our top of our stem. And got some, these are some of the glue dots that come in your paper pumpkin kits, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of those. And we just pop off the backing to expose that. And put our bow right there. I think I'll trim down my tails a little bit. Maybe just that one. Okay, and then on my original I had some leaves on the cherries, but I think we're just going to go without. I thought I might have cut. There's my other cherry. I knew I had another one. Okay, let's pop that up on a dimensional. Okay. All right, and I need some leaves on those. Let me. I thought I had. Let me stamp some leaves. That's bugging me. and just those will work. I'm just going to fussy cut those out. Anybody got any plans for the rest of the week? I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Alright, and these two here. I'm kind of confused my days because I usually go live on Monday. And I had to reschedule it this week because I had to go to an appointment Monday. But we should be back on schedule next week to our normal day, which is Monday. And I'll give you the date here in just a moment. Okay, I'm just going to finish this up. Alright, now we're going to add our glue to the back side. And we're going to put some leaves on these guys. They look kind of plain. Put a dot of glue right there. And we'll snip this one off and add that one. Okay, now we can add some rhinestones, which are the red rhinestone basic jewels. And we're using the Take Your Pick tool again. And replace these. I'm going to do I think I'll just go with this. Okay, there we have our front of our card, and let's do the inside, which I have another strip of the real red that I've embossed, and we're going to use that for the edge of our card, just to kind of decorate it a little bit. And I may have to trim off the edge of that too. Whoops. Oh, great. Yeah. And go ahead and attach that to the inside of our card. I got some glue on there, but that's going to dry and it's not going to hurt anything. So we're going to line that up in the center of the inside of our card. And our sentiment is going to be to a sweet friend, which is right here. And we're going to do that using the real red ink. Oops, got the wrong one. Okay, there we have it. To a sweet friend. And we're just going to put that right there. Okay, so there we have that. Okay, so let's bring all of our cards out today and show you. Let me cover my glue. Let me clean up my mess here. Make room. I can see them that way. I just stand them up. I just noticed I just did all of them the same format. No, I can't see them that way. Not real good. And I don't think I can fit them all on here either. I've got it zoomed in too much. Does that work? Okay, that works. So I hope you enjoyed today, and be sure that you let your friends know about me, creating cards with Debbie. And I hope you'll be back and join me next week, which will be Monday, July 19th at 11 o'clock Central Time. So until then, y'all have a good week. Stay safe and stay healthy. And tell your friends about me. Like and share the video. And if you're watching it on YouTube, be sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you next week, Monday. Have a great day. Bye.